Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Lionel, class of 2009, back with another episode of PV versus everybody. And listen, it's PV versus everybody, but today I had to bring everybody, all right? Had to bring everybody because tonight's show is about SWAC Tiers. You know, we're in that good summertime, that summer season. Boys is getting right. You know what I'm saying? They're in the weight room. They're at the fueling station. They getting their nutrition together. All right, they meeting one-on-one with them specialist coaches. Like it's that time of the year. It's that get better time before fall camp come together. And so I'm super excited about what's going on. Super excited about SWAC football as it's about to come. And I got some special guests on tonight, man, that we're going to talk a little bit about that. But before we get into that, man, listen, I got to remind you guys about all that we got going on. Listen, first and foremost, if you aren't following us over on Instagram, listen, make sure you head on over to Instagram, follow us, PV_versus_everybody. We're also on Twitter. It's called X, whatever. Listen, it's Twitter. It's going to be Twitter. That's just what it is. All right. They might as well rebrand back to the original because of Twitter. All right. We're over there too. Make sure you're following us. Make sure you get with us. Listen, if you have not done so already, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. All right. Listen, the goal is 500 subs by the end of the summer. We've been making our way slowly but surely. We've been loving the slow growth, man. We've been building. And so we're almost to that 500 number, just eclipsed 400 just a week and a half ago. So excited about everybody that's been joining us here. We've been having a good time, enjoying ourselves. And so if you are not a sub on the channel yet, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel today. Go ahead and do it. Don't wait. Don't delay. Listen, just go ahead and sub to the channel, man, because we got some good things coming up. Also, want to remind y'all, listen, season ticket goal this year, $2K. All right. Had AD Golf on. If you haven't watched that episode, by the way, you got to go check out that episode. Super inspiring. Man, he's a right man for the right time. Super excited to have him over here. And the season ticket goal this year is 2,000. So if you haven't got your season tickets, go ahead and do that. Listen, Section 107, that's right on the 50. That's where it's going down this year. Right now, I got 18. We actually got less than 10 seats available now in Section 107. So if you're trying to get down in Section 107 on the 50, right? You know what I'm saying? Trying to get litty on the 50, then you need to go ahead and drop them ducats. Told y'all to get your money together. All right. It's about to be gone. Once it's gone, it flies away. All right. And then you're going to have to slide over to 106, 108. Still get crunked there. But you can't get litty on the 50 if you're on the 40 or you're on 35, right? You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna work the same. So got a few left. Make sure you go and get them tickets. Obviously, y'all know the slate this year. You know what I'm saying? Got an awesome schedule this year for the home schedule. And listen, the season ticket prices all the way from $150 for general admission, all the way to $350 in Section 106 to 108. So again, just get in where you fit in because it's going to be an epic season this year. And again, I want to remind you guys, if you don't know, listen, we only got one shirt available. We got one shirt left. So listen, if you're trying to grab it, let me know. Hit me up. We got one shirt left because I'm not a T-shirt company. I'm not a T-shirt company. I might be having like pre-orders and reorders and stocking. Listen, it's not happening. All right. Listen, this is a one-time thing. All right. It's too much extra work on the side. All right. One time, get it, it's gone. All right. So we got one shirt left. Try and get that last shirt. Make sure you hit me up. Now, before we get into it, before we invite our guest on today, I want to remind you and let you know, if you haven't seen it, the athletic department has a strategic plan survey out right now through July 5th. So all of y'all who be talking in the background, all y'all be having them backroom conversations, this is your time to shine. All right, it's your time to shine. It's an awesome survey that they put together. I mean, you're going to have to really sit down and think and consider what you're going to put on this survey because I think they really did a good job of getting every cross culture of every individual, for student athletes, for alum, right, for current students. So they're thinking about everything to be able to put together a strategic plan for the athletic department. This is not strategic plan for the university. This is just for the athletic department. So I'm super excited about what's going on here as well. And so if you have not been able to fill out that strategic plan, hey, listen, head over to any of the athletic social media pages. Don't matter if it's football, the general athletics page, the sports medicine page, don't matter. It's there. You can find it, right? Go ahead, fill out that survey. Take some time. It's going to take you a couple minutes. I mean, it's probably going to take a good 10, 15 minutes. It's a well thought out survey, right? For you to really get your thought outs, right? And we need you to go ahead and share so we can get everything together, because I know we're going to be able to put some stuff together that everybody is going to enjoy off of this survey. So with that being said, man, listen, I got some special guests in the house tonight. All right. You know, some of them you don't even need no introduction. You know what I mean? Some of them don't even need no introduction, right? You know what I mean? Some of y'all be riding around, you feel me? But y'all know where they really be riding at. Y'all know where they be swanging is in Texas. I know y'all know about that right now. I'm down in Houston, but I got a brother that's coming to us from the D, all right, from Dallas, Texas. Man, what's going on, my guy? Doc Holiday, what's going on, man? How are you? What's happening? I don't think I hear you. You might still be muted. There we go.
No mute.
Get it right.
What's
happening, man? Appreciate you, man. We up in this thing tonight. All right, Doc Holiday got my man HBCU Overdrive. If you guys have not checked out his show, make sure you guys check him out over there, HBCU Overdrive. Always has great conversations, right? And always opens the floor for those who are interested, man. And also, not just my guy Doc, right? You know what I'm saying? But I got my Louisianan brother on too as well. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm from the north, he from the south, so it's like two different countries, but still don't matter, right? You know what I'm saying? Still represent that boot. What's going on, GSPN? What's good, bro? Happy to be on, bro. You've been doing your thing, so I'm happy to be on. You've been doing your thing these last 2 weeks, riling everybody up, getting everybody all upset. You've been doing your thing, so I'm happy to be on, because that's my type of energy. That's what I like. So I'm happy to be on. Listen, that's what we're trying to do. Hey, like Edwin say, listen, we got to have a conversation between the purple and the golds. That's what we got to do. We got to do. And yes, Jess, listen, we're going to play swing before kickoff. That's going to be a part of that strategic plan. Everybody, when you answering the strategic plan, play swing before kickoff. Period.
Man, I really loved that game when they actually played that when they first came out. I was at
that game. Class. Listen, man, that thing hit. That's the exact version that I be playing every time too, because that thing hit. Okay. So I wish they would play it more often, because I feel like it just you know what song that I'm upset that Preview RTS you don't play is really that Ball and Parlay. I'm like, yo, Tuskegee killed that. That's like my favorite chant. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that's my favorite chant out of all the HBCU chant. Ball and Parlay is just on point. You know what I'm saying? But like that's somebody from Texas should have had that though. That's really good. Yeah. And last but not least, man, listen, I'm excited for this brother, because this is the first. It's one of my PV Nation fanatics. You know what I'm saying? He jumping on the show, Mr. Kerry Mickens. He done showed up true too.
Yo, what's up?
He done showed up true in our PV fantasy poll. You know what I'm saying? He done got on the poll a couple times. You know what I mean? So he know a little bit about what he's talking about. Know a little bit.
Little bit.
Just a little bit. So, man, I appreciate you guys for coming on, for jumping on. Now, I did have, you know what I'm saying, a couple questions before we get into our SWAC tiers. Obviously, today we're talking about SWAC tiers, right? You know what I mean? But I did have a couple of questions I want to just throw you guys away just to see what your thought process is, man. And one, I heard G-Man on your show a couple weeks. I think this is the one from the last week. You just talked about just the SWAC, just as it is right now. So I just wanted to know from you guys' perspectives, man, is this the most parity that we've seen when we talk about SWAC football? Do you guys think this is the most parity we've seen, say, in the last 5, 6, 7 years? Or can you point back to a time and say, nah, I think this specific year, I think we had a little bit more parity than what we got now? What's your thoughts on that, man?
I mean, I think so. It's the most, in my opinion, it's the most anticipated parity in a long time. If I had to look back, I think the 2013 year. Look at the 2013 year where you had a good All-Corn team, good Jackson team, good Southern team, a good couple teams that year. But since then, you kind of knew in the offseason, you kind of knew your favorites. You kind of knew them. You know what I'm saying? This is like, I can look at about 5 or 6 teams and really, chump down and say they could be a favorite. So I think this, to answer your question, I think this might be the most parity we've seen.
Yeah, definitely. Doc, what you got?
Man, I'm gonna follow with G. I think it's the most parity. Like it's pretty much the most evened out season that we're gonna see. Of course, we all know what FAMU had to go through, what they lost, what they retained, especially with their new coach coming in. Then you got a lot of new coaches coming in. Then you got coaches that's in their second and their third year, and then you also have the longest tenured coach down at, over in Huntsville with Connor Magner. You know what to expect from him, but just to see like how everything is playing out, it's good. It's good to talk about. Like it's really good to talk about.
No, definitely. Kerry, man,
it's it's crazy. You're gonna have to hold your breath every Saturday. I mean, people not really talking about them, but well, you'll see in my tiers. But even Valley, they get you down there in that grass. I know they cut it a little bit, but they get you down there with them country-sized mosquitoes, and they've got some recruits this year. So anybody could get hit in the head any Saturday.
Hey, listen, they got turf now, so they say, listen.
Yeah, I'm about to say they got turf.
I know they messed up
They
getting
say
the turf.
we don't need grass advantage no more. You know what I'm saying?
They needed that. They should have kept the grass. That made it exciting.
we gonna do it. We're gonna do it on turf. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jess. Hey, for all those who are saying, man, I can't make every home game. It's okay if you can't make every home game. And we're gonna talk about some of this in the future, right? Because listen, get your season tickets. Right, we're gonna put something together so that way we can pass those tickets on to people local who want to attend a game, especially for those who are out of town. You know what I'm saying? But they're only gonna make a couple games, so definitely gonna grab those season tickets. Now, keeping it going, man. Now, I know we dropped that SWAC Media Day. You know what I'm saying? Poll before. I don't know if you guys saw that online on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? I try to do some stuff. You know what I'm saying, on Twitter sometimes. Right. What do you guys think about school invites or invitations for different student athletes? Are there any student athletes that from school, from any of the SWAC schools that you say, man, I think this individual is somebody that needs to get an invite? For me, when I thought about, PV, me in general, I'm not a transfer guy, right? You know what I'm saying? I want to invite individuals who've been down for a while, right? You know what I'm saying? Who've been putting in that work, who've been here, whether they are, at Jackson or Valley or PV, right? So in my thought process, I was like, hey, man, Trayzon Spiller, Warren Schenkel, those two guys have been here, been a part of the program from day one since freshmen and built up to what they are now. So that's why I'm like, okay, I would love to see them representing us at SWAC Media Day. What are you guys' thoughts about that, or about how even you've seen some of those invitations handed out to some student athletes?
Well, I think it should be who can kind of tell the most about the program, who can put your program in the best light. A lot of times we seen like the most popular player, but like 1 year, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This was 2 years ago. We sent the receiver CJ Bowler. This was us coming off of our winning seasons, and we sent CJ Bowler. And so a lot of questions he was getting was, how can we get back? How can Alcorn get back to the top? What do we Alcorn have to do to get back to the top? He wasn't there for that. So he couldn't answer another question. So he's standing there looking like, he can answer the question. So like I said, I like to send kids that's been there, to cut their teeth with the program and can actually tell more about the program.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. Because I think Spiller is a good one, like you said. I'd like to see him go. He's been there. He can take the top off of defense. They can probably ask him, how does he like his new offensive scheme, things like that. So, yeah, I think people that have been there, if you just transferred in, it's difficult. Even though you might be really good, but we kind of don't know what you got until the bullets start to fly. Because I'm telling you, anybody that I've seen it too many times, anybody that transfers to Prairie View, they have no idea about that Labor Day Classic till they get to that Labor. You can't even throw the records out. They have no idea until they get. I mean, Texas Southern could be 0-50, but they're gonna hit us in the mouth at that Labor Day Classic. So you're right. People that's been there are the perfect ones to come.
And I guess it almost makes you think about, you know what I'm saying? Do SWAC schools think about it from a media standpoint in the first place? That's kind of almost where the question lends to, because like G's saying, if you bring a kid in who, yeah, he might be a guy who's going to really be one of those guys for you this year, but as far as putting your best foot forward, as far as what the program looks like, as far as being able to, talk about some of those things that are going to even get the fan base excited, etc. Maybe they're not the best person for that, right? And so it almost begs the question, like, are we thinking of it from a media standpoint in the first place? Go ahead, Doc.
I would think as far as getting somebody to represent your school, that's charismatic, that has a way, basically, I wouldn't say have a way with words, but they know how to talk to the media and everything. So that's what I would get. And so, like, when I went last year, I wanted to talk to Malachi Bailey and just pick his brain from Alcorn and to see what he is, see how they do as far as when it comes to the defense. For me, because I'm a Jackson State guy, I would say on the defensive side of the ball, I would say it's Guthrie, E6. The man is charismatic. He is pretty much I think he's pretty much the fan favorite and the coach's favorite, because him and TC, they do get along well. And as far as for the offensive side, sometimes they always leave it reserved for your quarterback. I'd say we could get Jacoby Morgan, but I'm in a sense where I would rather have Herb Mulligan and just see what he had done before he got injured. Because he was on his way, and if he didn't get hurt, he was on his way to get like 1,200 yards last season.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, I think that's a good point too, right? Because every athlete ain't gonna have the same type of personality, right? You know what I'm saying? But I just think if we're thinking about it from a media standpoint, and it's kind of just all down the line, right? This goes to us as far as our universities, putting out content as far as SWAC, right? Preparing for a media day to be able to present the athletes in the best light. We talk about drafting HBCU players. That's an opportunity right there, right? You're going to have some of your best players at media day. What are you doing, right? Outside of just, hey, setting up for us, right? To ask questions, etc. What are you setting up in order to really let them shine their light, etc.? But so to me, that's what I'm saying, like from a whole standpoint, like, are we even thinking about it from that standpoint? Or is it just kind of like we checking off the box? Like, we got to do a media day, right? You know what I'm saying? And so, hey, this is media day, right? You know what I'm saying? We got it done. We invited a coach, we invited players, and we got it done, right? You know what I mean? But how can we package it in a way to where, man, going to media day is like, man, as a student athlete, that's an opportunity. If you're a student athlete that's been putting in work, man, I'm going to really get in front of, I'm really going to get in front of some eyes by being there, right? And my film is going to get out there, except, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's taking it to another level, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is my thoughts.
And I can tell you firsthand, Tyler Macon won't be going for Alcorn. it'll be Trump Griffin and Malachi Bailey.
So yeah, somebody made that comment, and after he said, I was like, yeah. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, for sure. So all right, keeping it going, man. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just looking at the list, and I'm looking at Texas Southern bringing in. You got with Jace Wilson, SWAC Newcomer of the Year, and then Jacob Williams, who is absolutely a damn beast at playing linebacker. That's a good representation right there.
I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, for sure, definitely. I definitely think the only school that I had transfers on there was Alabama State. You know what I mean? But that's because, like, probably the two prominent individuals on both sides are probably going to be Dozier and obviously Body on the offense, right? And Body is not necessarily transfer, isn't like he's transferred in from outside the SWAC, right? You know what I'm saying? So, and you talk about somebody that represents the program well, you know what I'm saying, that represents your school well, may not know the history, but as far as just representing himself, his family, the SWAC in general, obviously Body's a great guy, you know what I'm saying, to be able to do that. But Alabama State's probably the only program I can think of that I'm like, man, they probably gonna send, you know what I mean, a transfer. You know what I mean? Even though I'm not a fan of transfers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But in that case, I'm comfortable with those two because they've been in front of the media and they'll be good at it.
Nah, for sure. Definitely. So keeping it going, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, Andrew got body. That's the only thing I can say. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So that's how we keep it over here. But one more. Andrew got body, man. So last thing I want to ask, man, storylines for this year. You know, every SWAC school, right? You know, if we together, you know, we in our room back in the day, newspapers coming out, you know what I mean? Let's talk about what would be the storyline for every SWAC school to begin 2024. We're gonna start from the top, Alabama A&M. What would be the storyline? Why you laughing, G? Why you laughing?
Because he's gonna say hot. He's gonna say hot seat. That's what he's gonna say. He's gonna say hot seat. So that's why he's laughing.
Hey, listen. Hey, Ty, listen. Listen. We just talking about storyline. This ain't a come to crush Maynard. I like Maynard. I keep telling y'all I like Maynard. All right, but what would be the storyline for Alabama A&M? You know what I mean?
Can Maynard save his job?
There you go.
Can Maynard save his job? I mean,
what do you say? Get more 5 stars.
Everybody already talking about his replacements and who can go to A&M. Can Maynard save his job? I think it's gonna take a lot, but we'll see.
What does Maynard have to do to save his job? First of all,
Circle City Classic.
No, City Classic. You got to win. I think this is his thing. You got to win against FAM. So they got destroyed last year. You got to win against Jackson State. There was a beat down early in the game, and then you have to win the Magic City Classic. I feel like you don't win the MCC. He gonna have to buy a bus ticket back to Huntsville because he ain't getting on that bus. They gonna pull a Lane Kiffin where he got left on the tarmac when he got fired from USC. That's how they gonna do Maynard if he don't get it right. If he don't get it done right,
I think he got to win the SWAC. I think he has to.
You think he got to win the SWAC?
He got to win the SWAC.
Wow.
Got to win it.
I think I saw a script put that earlier. I think that's too high of an ask for Maynard. So he got to win SWAC to save his job.
I feel like I see where Scotty coming from because the reason why he said you got to win the SWAC because they can take when they won the SWAC in the spring season. Most of us did not consider that an actual championship because most of the teams didn't play. Like with Alcorn, y'all opted out, right? Alcorn opted out, and they got kind of punished for it. But to me, he has to win the SWAC in order for his legacy in the SWAC to be legitimate. If not, like I said, he's gonna be left out there on the parking lot in Legion Field.
You said for it to be legitimate. Now, I feel like you left me hanging a couple weeks ago, but now you're talking about for him to be legitimate. Like, what's going on? Now you talking out both sides of your neck right now.
Oh no. Nah, to me, I just feel like when people talk about the spring championship season, like they feel like it did not count. Most of people feel like it didn't count.
I mean, most people say that because the champs wasn't there. The back-to-back champs wasn't even there, so to defend their title, So
was.
Alcorn,
Alcorn was hot then. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's tough. But I mean, I can understand it because my thing is, I think just like the same thing with Dunn, right? Alabama A&M is in a good position to where if you get the right coach, they got things in place to where that could be a really strong program, right? So I also feel on the other end why
I think it also managers don't have any hype around the program right now. So all that matters too. The hype and stuff you have around your program, the energy around your program. Unless he win a SWAC championship, he's not gonna re-energize those fans. Unless he got the SWAC championship.
And then another thing, what you got to say too is, for the first 4 years, he came into the SWAC as the head coach. He had to kill Glass. Since then, the kill been gone. What? For about 4 years, about three years now.
About three.
About 3 years now. What can you do without this man?
Yeah, I don't know.
If he don't start Avion,
that's what I was just gonna say. Is he Belichick? If he don't start
Avion Smith, and he be fired. Because I watch the spring game, he's the only one that pop off to me. Start Avion Smith. I was like an Alabama A&M fan, but start Avion Smith. That's my thought process. So yeah, but anyway. Yeah. Let's keep it moving, man. So let's get into these SWAC tiers for this evening. So first up, you know what I mean? I want to bring up my boy Doc Holliday. You know what I'm saying? Asked him to run his SWAC tiers. And so I'm gonna pull this up on the screen, man. So you can go ahead and let us know your thoughts as far as where the SWAC schools are right now, currently going into the summer and the fall of 2024. So,
all right.
What's up?
All right. So I got it set up to where 4 tiers, basically been to the mountaintop. So we all know that Jackson State and FAMU has been to the mountaintop for the last 3 years. With FAMU actually winning the Celebration Bowl for the SWAC. Of course, we lost it the last 2 years before that, but in a sense, we've seen where we had when we go to the mountaintop. Now, I put in my second tier is I'm almost there. Now, I would say with Alcorn, because what I saw last season, and that's with Aaron Allen being the quarterback, and with the defense and just the overall offense, they intrigue me. I want to see what they can really do with Tyler Macon as the full-time starter. Full-time starter. Prairie View, I have to say, is because look, you lose your two your starter Trayvon Conley. You got a lot of pieces that you got to that you lost to graduation and stuff like that. But I seen as far as with transfers, as far as with recruiting and everything out of high school, out of JUCO, I like what I see. The only question is now, quarterback. Who is going to be the quarterback for Bubba McDowell? And can Bubba McDowell get over, can he get himself over the hump as far as can he get to the SWAC championship game, but can he actually win it? And then Alabama State, I see it with bringing in Andrew Body, got Rico Dozier on the other side on defense, but they did lose. They did lose a lot on their defense. They lost their cornerback, both cornerbacks, one to the NFL. The other went up the road to not Pine Bluff, but Birmingham, Alabama Birmingham. They brought in a new offensive coordinator. So what can E-Rob do in his third season at the helm? What can he do to get his team up, to get them over to say we going to the mountaintop. And then I say, we just trying. We just trying. So I got Grambling, I got Southern, and I got Bethune-Cookman. Both Grambling and Southern are coming in with new head coaches. The only thing with Grambling is they do have their starting quarterback back in Miles Crowley. But they are pretty much kind of, I would say, in a rebuild mode. Southern is in the same way. I want to see if Noah Bowden is going to be the actual starter for Southern. I want to see how this defense goes. And pretty much they still have pieces as far as on the offense, as far as running the ball with Kobe Dillon, those dudes right there. And with Bethune-Cookman, not to be slack, look, I like what Coach Woody doing down there. And he's not saying a lot. He's not saying too much of anything as far as his recruiting. Question mark is who's going to be the quarterback for Bethune? Because you got at least two. You got Lou Sprague and you got Walter Simmons. And I think Simmons came in last year from East Carolina. He actually did a good job. But when you look at the games from last year with Bethune, it was some games that they lost by very close. And there's some games where they got skull drugged. And then look, the last tier. I'm just here so I won't get fined. In the famous words of Marshawn Lynch. Pine Bluff, Texas Southern, Alabama A&M, and Valley. It's the things that I like what I see from Valley. They are getting as far as with their infrastructure, but I like how they are. Coach Wade is getting his team prepared and everything. Going into year 2 with Tajarian Williams at quarterback, I want to see where his growth is. Pine Bluff is in the same situation with Coach Hampton. As far as with the QB go, what are they going to do as far as with the defense? Texas Southern is pretty much white clean. You start off with a clean slate, but you do got the newcomer of the year in Jace Wilson, as I said, and then you got Jacob Williams as the leader of your defense. I don't see anything popping off in Chris Dishman's first year as a head coach. And then, like we said with Alabama A&M, can you get it done? This is year 3 without Akil Glass. Can you get it done? Get yourself out the basement and put yourself in the other 2 tiers. Can you get it done? Because if not, like I said, those 3 games that we talked about, especially that Magic City Classic, you got to win it. Mm-hmm. And if you don't win it, you're going to be in the park. You're going to be in the parking lot of Legion Field trying to find a ride home. I'm just saying. Those are my tears right there.
So somebody asks, regarding Jackson being on top, how can Jackson be up there when they lost 80% of their team? That's what they're saying. What's your response to it?
Well, that was from last year. I don't think we lost 80% of our team. We preserved most of our team this season, and then also added in more pieces. I mean, the name of the game, everybody's gonna lose players regardless, and everybody's gonna gain players. And you look at the SWAC East. Tell me what FAMU lost off their defense. Tell me what FAMU lost off their offense. Now they got a good returning offensive line. They got the running backs that's coming back in Dean and Yank. They got to replace a couple of receivers, and the main thing they got to replace is Musa as far as quarterback. Who's gonna be the person to call the signal for FAMU? Is it Maritovich? Is it the kid from FAU? Because if it is, it's going to be a hard season. It's going to be a long season for FAMU. Well, I was smoking before, but ain't worry about it. So you can say it all you want to say, man, but that's my opinion.
What's your thoughts about Doc Tiers?
I think what they saying with 80%. I think they saying you've lost 80% of the players since you've won a championship. So that's combined. So that means you got about 20% of the players there. None of the coaches since you've actually they have championship experience.
Okay, it's still. I mean, I okay, just put it just like that. But still, everybody gonna lose coaches. Everybody lose players. That's the name of the game in college football. Come on now. I mean, in a sense, when it comes to like now, when it comes to college football, I can't get myself attached to a player. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, a player or a coach, because it's just an ever domino effect of people leaving and coming in. So,
I mean, but that's based on the program too, right? You know what I'm saying?
It is based on the program.
Some programs leaning more heavily on transfer, right? You know what I'm saying? Every program isn't trying to be transfer heavy at the same time, too, right? You know, so a lot of transfers still focus on high school JUCO products. So it's kind of like what's your model gonna be? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which direction you're gonna head? Go ahead, Kerry. I know you're about to jump in there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I don't know if I can really knock it that much for the fact that you really think about it, everybody's brand new to their team as far as a head coach, except for Prairie View and Alabama A&M. And those are teams that still have to prove something, whereas Jackson State has proved it recently, even though it's not the same staff. Now, I guess you could make a case for putting it at almost there, but it'd be interesting to see how TC can pull those guys together.
Jess says she think Fam should be at the top alone.
Yeah, I'm with Jess. That was my only.
I can go with that.
I can go with that. And the reason why I put it like that, you can actually move. You know what I'm saying? You can actually move teams up or down. How you feel you choose. That's it. I mean, that's it. I put it up there, man. Look, I'm a homer. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, I'm put my team up there. Who ain't gonna put their team up there? Come on now. But when you know, when you could go and just be objective and live in reality, like, look, I feel like we got a chance to be back on the mountain. You know, we've been at the mountaintop in the last 2 years. Right.
Ain't no mountain high.
That did get me.
So
Scotty can't wait to see G's tears. He loves messing with him.
I think he climbed up a different mountain, Doc. You know what I'm saying? Like this.
I mean, but like I said, the big bad brains at the top.
But like I said,
you gonna get to the top and be like, it's real white. It's real white up here. You know?
But like I said, you can move teams up and down as you choose, and really, you know, you can really think about this. If you really think about this, really nothing finalized after the media day. You know, when you get all your media guys and everything, it's nothing finalized until after media day, and then once fall camp start.
Well, really, once fall camp start, you see kind of like who's in there and
who's really there.
You ain't really gonna know. We ain't really gonna know until the day before the game, because half of the SWAC ain't gonna put the rosters up until like.
Oh no, man!
You know so let's be real on that. First of all, you know what I'm saying? Nobody knows.
Top secret.
Because I was talking about that the other night. I know we ain't gonna do it. We ain't gonna do it to third week.
Listen, media. We talked about media, right? We talking about media. We talking about promoting players, right? That's something we don't do.
No, we don't do that.
We ain't gonna put the rosters out.
2023 roster.
You trying to hide something?
What they gonna do?
Labor Day Classic 2023 roster.
They ain't got no time.
I'm just saying.
Let's keep it going, man. GSPN, you up, man? What's going on with what's going on with you?
So I didn't do mine like a mountain. I just kind of put everybody in the category. I didn't do it like list. I was gonna do like a championship contender, but I'm like everybody. It's so much parity. I ain't gonna do it like that. So I did sleeper potential. Alabama State, Bethune-Cookman, and Jackson State. I got Alabama State sleeper potential because, of course, Andrew Biden in offense, rejuvenated offense, but I think they lost a lot on defense. But they still one of my sleepers. And Bethune-Cookman, on paper, they look good, but it's on paper, which is why they're a sleeper and not like a big time contender. And then Jackson State, I think they return the starting quarterback and probably the offensive player of the year with Irv Mulligan, but they got question marks. Your defensive coordinator, first time defensive coordinator. They lost some interior guys. The linebacker core, they got question marks. So they got some sleeper potential because of who they brought back. And I love the offensive line hired too, but that was it. Then quarterback play away. My big bad Braves. I think we quarterback play away. And I think the same thing with PV. I think we both quarterback play away. I think I love what we both did on defense. All corner PV both retained a lot of their defense. A lot of, and I'm always big to say retention is big when you're doing this type of retention is big. Retention is huge in the transfer portal age. Because I want to be in a fight with somebody I know how to fight. You know what I'm saying? That I've been fighting with. I want to be in this fight with somebody. When things get tough, I want to be in a fight with somebody. I know he gonna be it. I know he gonna be ready to fight for me. Then putting everything together and not doing. And that's why I get to my 1 year away. I think Grambling. They bringing in a lot of talent late, but I think bringing that talent in late is not always good. They didn't probably sign 20 players here recently, but they got a month and a half to get ready. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of gelling you have to do late in the season like that. So like I said, I'd rather be in a fight with somebody I know how to fight. And then talented, unproven, FAMU. They real talented, but the staff are just extremely unproven. I'm talking about extremely unproven. And then Southern, I kind of gave Southern some help because I'm not high on Southern. I don't think they recruiting well. I'm not too high on the staff. You know what I'm saying?
Your friend like that.
I was about to say, bro. I was about to say.
Just got friend down there. Here we go.
Do you think this is a 1 year rental for Southern with Graves as a head coach, or maybe 2?
No, I think it probably be a 2 year rental.
2, I give them 2.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not big on Southern. I think this could be a historically bad year, but they do have some talent. I'm just not. That old Southern has an old folks home coaching staff.
Yeah,
like it just,
I almost put that for my tier and I didn't.
Southern just lost their only FBS commitment to Texas Southern. They just lost the only FBS commitment of the year to Texas Southern.
Oh, I missed that.
Wow. It just they're gonna have a hard time connecting to the recruits because all of them are 55 plus, smell like Old Spice. The locker room smell like mothballs. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have a hard time going to these kids' homes. You know what I'm saying?
You said it smell like Old Spice. Come on,
Lana said it smells. The locker room smell like gumbo. It's gonna be gumbo in the locker room.
Hey, it's like you say that it smells like brew.
That's
hilarious. That's old. Old folks home.
That is old school. Icy hot.
Old school right there.
Icy hot.
The whole coaching staff can eat off the discounted menu at our house. The whole staff.
They can park up front. They get the senior parking. Park up front.
Yeah, they all put up the parking lot of practice. All of them got handicap.
Oh my goodness!
I got
they all falling asleep in the film room at the same time.
Hey,
somebody mute. They gotta mute G, man. I'm telling you, I can't do it.
You got a walker, bro. We one of the coaches got a walker.
Hey man. Hey man, we better get worried if they fly to the sideline and hit the coaches.
Yeah, you better be worried. Yeah, my not ready to compete was the same as Doc's. I think UAPB, Texas Southern, A&M, and then Valley. Whoa. I don't think they're ready to compete yet.
Just say what is sleeper potential in JSU?
What? Because I think they have sleeper potential to win the SWAC, to win the whole thing for what they return. This is quarterback and just, in my opinion, offense, the receiver room. So I think that's a sleeper pick to win the whole SWAC. I just don't trust the defensive side of the ball, but I think on the offensive side of the ball, what's going to make them a sleeper is the quarterback they return.
Running back. I think we gonna be all right for the defense. Yeah. We're gonna see what that first game gonna look like, though. That's the barometer. That's our barometer that you want to check right there. That first game of the season, and then what if you got to tweak it. Hey, we got a second game. We play Lane. You know what I'm saying? We could tweak it right there. It's always going to be, everything's going to be a work in progress.
Mm-hmm. No, that's true. Any other thoughts on G's list? Like he said, he didn't put his in mountaintop order.
Yeah,
for all those
I didn't either.
Right? You know what I'm saying? All those in the comments, this is not mountaintop order, right? You know what I'm saying? This is the straight and narrow road.
If I did,
right?
listen, y'all.
All his lists is on the
I know if you did, your list would have been Big Bad Braves at the top.
Big Bad Braves.
Big Bad Braves at the top, Big Bad Braves in the middle. Then I'm gonna start with everybody else. Don't ask me to rank nothing.
First line big, second line bad, third line Braves.
Yeah, it is.
That's what it is. All right, well, let's keep it going, man. Last up, man, Mr. Carey, man. Come on up. Let us know about your tiers.
Well, my tier, I know we said a lot has moved around. The coaches changed. But I just put them as the champ until they get knocked off.
Understandable.
Kind of like, but it's kind of with an asterisk because as soon as Dion left, then, JSU got knocked off. So they could experience that same thing. But we just don't know yet. Those Florida guys are tough. So my tier is going to look different. No mountain. But I got the Bees and Prairie View they could knock the champ off, but they don't know it yet. Like Scotty says, our 13 fans don't believe it yet, but we're working on that. And with Andrew Body, I want to see how they adjust because remember, he won't have Keyshawn to throw to. They would have been a real problem if he had stayed.
Yeah, that would have been a nice pair.
And my quarterback, KJ, and PV. We're so secretive about who comes in and goes out. They just don't know. So, but we've seen some things by doing our detective work that I think is going to be interesting. I'm also curious to see how the SWAC deals with offensive coordinator that's been in the SWAC but got his coaching training elsewhere. And this is the first time Prairie View has gotten an OC that was an OC somewhere else. The last several years, all of our people that were OC were people that got promoted into OC. So I'm just curious to see how that is. But with switching quarterbacks, and it's a brand new system and brand new quarterback, you might take some lumps. So I'm not going to automatically write off the Labor Day Classic because we got to get things adjusted. But this one is new too, so we'll see how that goes. My next tier, I kind of lumped them together, not necessarily that's their order, but the Big Bad Braves and JSU, I kind of don't know which direction they're going to go because both of those schools feel like they're better without their championship coach, that they're going to really do it. And with JSU, that didn't happen this year. TC has been there a year, but been there a while, but this is his second time coming in, but both of them are kind of trying to find their way without coaches that took them to the mountaintop. So that's kind of why I had them in the middle. And I might get beat up for this one, but both Grambling and Southern has borrowed their offense from Prairie View. I can't. I won't go into detail, but it's going to be interesting.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
I get the correlation right there.
That makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So it's going to be, and I have a concern about Grambling because it seems as though, won't throw names out, but their OC is still shopping for quarterbacks. So I'm like, what is he seeing with Crowley where he feels he needs to look at somebody else. But that's kind of that OC's MO. He kind of likes what he bring instead of what's already there. We kind of saw that before when he was at PV.
Yeah.
Man, Bethune-Cookman and Alabama A&M, they've been hiding pretty well, so that's why I called them the Jokers, because they're kind of in the cut and waiting till you get a load of them. So we could get anything out of those two. Like we said, Maynard, maybe he did like he always say on his press conference. Maybe he did get more 5 stars. So, but we'll see if he give us much barking this year. And Bethune, if they can get some offense going, they're going to be an issue. And it's tough to play down there in Daytona. So I meant to peek at their schedule to see who they have at home this year, but it's tough to play down there, and they love knockdown dragouts. I don't care what your record is, they're gonna hit you in the mouth. And Texas Southern, they're gonna, I believe Dishman can do some things, but it's talent rich in Houston, but they got to get that talent attention. And if Dishman, he don't have to win the SWAC, but if he can perform better than they have been in the past, they can do some things. I call them the big house without the furniture because they have that big soccer stadium. But they joke us about 13 fans, but they got 15. So I don't know how their attendance numbers look better than ours when I can see all those orange bleachers. So, and Valley and UAPV, I call them the strong country cousin, and that's what I call Valley. UAPV is the friend with no direction. They smart. But they end up being, they go to college, get a master's degree, and then they be a fry cook somewhere because they just need direction. I just think I like to see if the UAPV coach can get the team behind him this year. He had really good thoughts, but it just seemed like the team didn't buy in. I don't know why. And they'll hit you real good the first half of the first quarter. And then after that, if you can get a leg up on them, they just don't have much fight after that. And Valley, man, I hate they got that turf, but would have gave them a little more if they'd have kept the grass. But they've been getting some new recruits, and you guys got to remember they're getting more scholarships than they used to have. Mm-hmm. So I think that I don't see them really just staying at this bottom for long. It just depends on once again the buy-in they can get for their coach. But if Dancy had been there when that scholarship allotment changed, they would have been a real big problem. But that's my list. I'm ready for you guys to throw the darts at it.
What's y'all thoughts, man?
Listen, I love the tier I'm in. Oh, I just love the tier I'm in.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. Yeah, I think that's accurate. I think both teams like where they're at. You know what I'm saying? Even though Deion's gone, even though Fred moved on, I think both of them, those schools definitely say, "Hey, man, we like the coach that we have here." You know what I'm saying? We feel like we can move forward. Borrow PV offense is just hilarious. First of all,
this is funny.
That's hilarious. And I can respect FAMU being placed on top just because, like, hey, listen, you get to be on top until somebody knock you off the top, right? You know what I'm saying? That just is what it is. But what's y'all thoughts, man?
I mean, I don't see too much. I don't see nothing I would change on it, to be honest with you. I think respectable list. I think it's funny too. Borrow PG's office, boy. Big house with no furniture.
That big orange bowl, boy. I tell you, I hate playing that thing. You guys ever visit that stadium? It circulates zero air.
I hate the setup of that stadium too.
There's no air in that stadium. It will not circulate the air. It's
they knew what they were doing when they built that stadium. You know, it was, you know, it's mainly for soccer, so they knew what they were doing. I mean, especially you playing in the Texas heat.
In
Houston. In Houston, we talking about heat and humidity. Nah, we good on that.
Sir, Dooley left PV, went to Southern, now he's at Graham as the OC. All right, I mean, come on, just follow. Just follow. Come on, man. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. It really isn't. All right, you know what I'm saying? So, Jimmy said that Les is hilarious, right? Peasy said he hate that stadium too. I hate that. Well, I know you hate that stadium. You know what I'm saying? But I know you hate the stadium. All right, listen. I know. But we hate the stadium too. Like we all hate the stadium. Yes. All right, so let's get into it. All right, let me go through the real tiers. All right, you know what I'm saying?
There you go. Let me get my drink ready.
This the one gonna shake it
up. They're gonna be mad. They're getting ready to be mad.
I don't like how y'all handling me right now. I don't like how y'all handling me right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't like how y'all handling me right now. All right.
So man, you've been making waves. You've been making waves for the last 2 months.
Listen, let's start off. Let's start off, right?
Okay.
We all want better for you. All right. Listen, Valley. You get a new scoreboard, everybody clapping. Nobody hate. We all happy. Turf, right? We kind of feel bad because we're like, man, your grass is what gave you the advantage. We all mad. Not only Valley fans mad, all of us mad because we like, Valley, listen, we want you to do better. All right? We all want better. Valley is that person in the family that we all sit around, right? And we try to talk to them and say, hey, listen, we're gonna talk when they come in, we're gonna talk to them, right? Because we're gonna get them down, you know what I mean, and get them go check themselves in. Like we all just like sitting around Valley, just trying to have a conversation. It's just like, listen, Val, we all want better for you. So bottom tier, right? We all want better for you. Second tier, listen, coaching question marks.
Oh wow,
Chris Dishman, Alonzo Hampton. That's coaching question marks. All right, they got coach question marks. All right, you know what I'm saying. Alabama A&M. That's just is what it is, right? It's not because Maynard ain't did well at Winston-Salem State. All right. Listen, he's a D2 genius. All right. But on that D1 level at Hampton and on that D1 level at Alabama A&M, again, I ain't Doc Holliday. Y'all can go rewind and take Doc Holliday say you need to win a championship, a legit championship. I ain't say it. All right.
I said it.
Okay, you said it, right? Based on what he's done for me lately, right? What has he done for me lately? And again, Alabama A&M is not Valley or UAPB. When I look at Alabama A&M, I say, man, that's nice. Provide for championships in every single sport in the SWAC. So I'm gonna judge you based on that. So he has to show me something. Most people saying SWAC championship. I think that's like a big hill to climb. You know what I'm saying? Pun intended. Right, you know what I mean? But listen, if he can at least finish third, you know what I'm saying? Maybe just show some progress. I think that's the thing, right? I want to see from Alabama A&M, for Maynard is concerned, right? Is just show some progress, right? So I think just coaching question marks, period, right? You know what I mean? And this is across the board, right? Not just him, but listen, all your staff that you bring in, how they have your guys ready to play. I mean, outside of that running back room, you know what I mean? What room are you really worried about at Alabama A&M? You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. So keep it going. Number 3, crumbling dynasties. All right. Listen.
Oh wow. Louisiana ain't liking you right now.
Yeah, hey, I love the disrespect. Okay?
First
of all, this is not disrespectful. All right, this is
that's cold. That's cold.
Y'all are saying it's disrespectful. I'm honoring them by calling them a dynasty. All right, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving them some honor and respect that they don't deserve. Okay,
yeah, because Southern ain't been a dynasty in a long time.
All right, then. All right. I could be a little bit more disrespectful, right? You know what I'm saying? But crumbling dynasties. All right, you know what I'm saying? Southern, hey, Grambling, right? They looking in the rearview mirror at all the things that's done before, right? They've been at the grave of Eddie Robinson, like doing CPR for.
But what about with Southern? They've been trying to get Pete Richardson to come back. Oh,
they've been doing CPR for years at Eddie Robinson grave. Listen, they
younger than the coaches they got now.
They know not anything. Okay,
he'll be young compared to them.
Listen, they are a crumbling dynasty, right? But the reason, the real reason they're crumbling dynasties is this, right? Because you got fans, the fan base of both of these schools are just out of order right now.
Yeah,
this is why I'm calling the crumbling dynasty. So you can understand. I know y'all laughing and think it's funny. This is the reason, right? I can't respect anybody that's gonna say, man, I'm giving my coaches 2-year rentals. Where you do that at? Where do they do that at?
Woo.
Right?
Yeah.
Hugh Jackson. Now you're moving that same thing to Mickey Joseph. You moving that to Mickey Joseph. I mean, his whole line just left, right? So this year is really gonna be a question mark. Just this is what it is, right? So you really giving him 1 year, is what you're saying. You're really giving him 1 year. But what do you want him to do in that 1 year? Like, are you expecting the SWAC championship? Like, it's like Grambling looks back and sees what coaches have done before and expect that today in 2024, it's going to be like this. It's automatic. And Southern is following that same line, right? So that's why I call them, they crumbling dynasties, right? You know what I'm saying? It's crumbling. They don't have no solid piece together, right? Their program is not solidly put together on the foundation of where, hey, all the thing we need is to bring a coach in here that can get it done. Mm-hmm. Like y'all got some stuff y'all got to get together and decide on. Listen, we're gonna give somebody some time. All right, TIME. All right.
So Lionel, are you going? Are people going to the old folks' home to go get Pete Richardson for Southern? Or they going to dig up the grave of Ace Mumford and try to get him?
They're going to Mumford. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to Mumford.
No. Hey, listen. Southern going to Mumford, but then they sent a reconnaissance crew out to Virginia too. You know what I'm saying? Like they sent a crew over to Virginia too at the same time because they're like, hey, listen, maybe just maybe.
Until you do right by me.
Don't have a great year.
I said, big. You said you gotta go get Big Worm from Norfolk.
Big Worm, boy. I miss Big Worm. This Big Worm.
Delicious. I'm just saying that's my thoughts, right? So crumbling dynasties, Grambling and Southern, right? I really don't think either one of them gonna have a great year. That's just the reality, right? But to me, it's okay. Why should you expect them to have a great year? Is the question. Nobody expected Chris Dishman to have a great year, right? You know what I'm saying? So you shouldn't expect that, but the fan bases expect that. And to me, that's really the issue, right? Is what surrounds the program itself. Like you got to give people time to build. And since they're not doing that, they're going to put themselves like way in the hole, right? All right, next tier, off-season championships, right? If we had championship awards to hand out to the East and the West and say, man, who's the off-season champion of this year? Alcorn on the west side, right? Bethune on the east side. Listen, if you name another program that can drop their championship winning head coach and say, listen, when are you gonna be leaving again? What time are you leaving? Okay, no. We're not asking so you can stay longer. We just want to know what time we to drop the announcement for our new head coach. Okay.
I'm mad because they tricked him. They tricked Coach, man. They know better. They tricked him.
20 minutes later.
Listen. I mean, flawless transition from old head coach to new head coach. Right now, I know G loves right. He has his thoughts right. I mean, he made some excellent points right about Coach said right on my head coaching list. You know what I'm saying that I give to him right. But again, he's in that position again now as the head coach. And again, it's different when you're the head versus when you are a part of the whole, right? And so now he is the final decision maker. So it's going to be interesting to see. But being able to, man, keep that thing together, to be able to not have, guys jumping in and out of the portal through Alcorn and to be able to bring in those early commitments that they were able to bring in so that you can give in springtime. Listen, you got to say Alcorn, they're the offseason champs. Now, I'm not picking them, obviously, in the West. I'm picking them to finish second in the West, right? But I think Alcorn is that team, and I say it's out of Alcorn and PV. Really, those are the only two teams in the West, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody else in the West really legitimately has a shot to win the West. That's my thought process, right? You know what I'm saying? On the East side, Bethune-Cookman. I know, listen, when I look at what Woody has done, okay, at Bethune-Cookman, the man came in after all y'all was on Bethune-Cookman for letting Ed Reed go. Let's start there, okay? Let's start there. That's first, okay? He came in February. He ain't had no time to do nothing. What he gonna do, right? Just try to scrape up stuff right out of the portal. You know what I'm saying? That's fallen. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing he do last year. This is the first year he's had a chance to actually bring in a recruiting class, and everybody is looking and saying, "Man, they're doing a great job of getting some guys in there and getting them in early again." We're talking about getting people in early. That's big, right? And getting them in early, getting some guy again. A lot of these guys, you don't know. Some guys didn't have a lot of production on the FBS level, and those are always question marks. For me, I always look at that as those guys have potential, but the potential has to show up, right? But again, a star just means you have potential. That's all to me it means, right? You know what I'm saying? Unless you showed it on the field on the college level, you kind of got to weigh it differently, but it means you got the potential. So for them to bring in the guys they were able to bring in, and for them to be able to hold on to a couple of the pieces that they're able to hold on to too as well, because that's another thing. You got to be able to keep some of your guys in the program, right? And not allow everybody to go out, because you don't want to start over every year, man. That makes it real hard and real difficult. So for that reason, I got Alcorn, Bethune here in off-season championships. Now, keeping it going, my next tier is Willie Simmons there. That's the name of the tier. Is Willie Simmons there? Listen, I don't care about nothing else you're saying. Listen, we kept this cool. They came out the portal. Look at this FBS transfer. Is Willie Simmons there?
Shotgun is the dude.
Is he there? That's the only question I'm asking. If you can't answer that question with the affirmative, then listen, that's the tier you in right now, right? And that's why you where you are, and you don't see Jackson and you don't see Alabama State yet, right? Because Willie Simmons not there. But you know, I respect Willie. I love Willie, right? So I'm gonna change it, right? I'm gonna just call it the using someone else's resume tier, all right? Because that's what y'all doing. Y'all are basing everything off of a defense for somebody who ain't the DC no more. The offensive coordinator who was the head coach who also ain't there no more, right? Someone who played listen, y'all, you're doing a great job. I'm seeing some of the guys you guys bringing a lot of guys in late though. That's not always a good thing. Sometimes when you start bringing too many guys in late, that's actually a question mark, right? Yeah. Shouldn't have to bring in too many guys late though, right? You want to just, you know, it's like you're finishing off a meal, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to be adding too many ingredients at the end. Like, man, that means it didn't taste good already. That means something wrong with the meal, right? You know what I'm saying? A little bit too much. So yeah, fam got a lot of questions, man. At the end of the day, again, I respect Kerry's list, having them up top. If I had a top 10 poll, they would be number one. Because listen, you the champ until you not the champ no more. I respect that, right? But as far as the tiers, you using somebody else's resume. That's just the reality, right? You know what I'm saying? You got to get your own resume together. Don't y'all got a career services program? I mean, department at fam, y'all need to go to career services. Resume.
Do your own resume.
Resume. All right, so keeping it going. Draft night, Caitlin Clark.
Man, come on, through the bees like that.
Draft night, Caitlin Clark. Okay. Let me explain. This is the media darling. The media loves Alabama State right now. They are in love. Okay. They are head over here. Listen, this your homeboy freshman year who he talking to a sophomore or junior, and you trying to help him realize, bro, you need to stop spending your money. That's not your wife, okay? This is what the media doing. This is what the media doing right now with Alabama State. They had draft night Caitlin Clark. Now, what does that mean? Is Caitlin Clark not a baller? Caitlin Clark can ball, right?
She can ball.
She can ball, right?
She can go.
Caitlin Clark can ball. Caitlin Clark not the best player in the WNBA though.
Nah.
Okay, right. You know what I'm saying? But listen, Draft night, Caitlin Clark, she getting all the attention, and that's what Alabama State is right now. They're getting all of the attention. But again, I'm gonna say I think Eddie is close. I don't think he's gonna get over that hump. That's just the reality, right? You know what I'm saying? So I got them on the draft night, Caitlin Clark tier. And last tier, listen, 2021 minus the blueprint. That's what I should have said.
Oh, hold on now.
That's the blueprint.
Minus the blueprint.
Hold on now.
Doc said, hold on. Wait a minute.
Hold on now. 2021 minus the blueprint. All right.
Doc, like, how you gonna jump me and then put it at the top again?
Listen, so listen, this at the top, listen, again, we talked about it before. PV, Alabama State, both of them are the two schools that's been making progress. You've been seeing them making progress. The question is, can both of them get over the hump? Alabama State's trying to get over the hump, get in the SWAC championship game, right? Possibly win it. Prairie View's trying to get back to it again and possibly win it, right? Like they're both kind of in that same range. And so again, like I said, right? I mean, I got Alcorn versus PV. That's basically what the West is going to come down to. You know what I'm saying? I think PV is going to win that game. And so when I look at what we can do on off, the biggest thing to me is one, the continuity Prairie View has on defense, which again, everybody just thinks that everything just stays the same or whatever. But I know what we're going to look like on defense, and it's going to be 100 times better than it was last year. I also know that the offensive scheme is completely different than what it was before, right? And my position always was that offense was the biggest issue with the team, period, point blank, right? Offense put the defense in so many bad positions, all right? I mean, went stale so many games, right? I mean, middle of games, up on teams by a touchdown, up by 10 points, and literally just the offense just took off for a quarter and a half. No movement, no first downs, no nothing, right? So with Anthony Whedon coming in, an actual proven OC, it's the first time we brought in a proven OC, not a SWAC proven OC, OC that was proven outside of in the white conference. You feel me? In the white folks conference. So to me, that's a big move. And then Jackson State, listen, I think with all the movement that's going on in the East, Jackson is in prime position to take advantage. Last year, that game against Alabama State, that was close. They didn't get over the hump. I mean, listen, I know they always, I know Doc and I always point to all the different mistakes as if other teams don't make mistakes. But listen, that's not the point, okay? The point is, I think Jackson is going to get over the hump this year. I think, again, when you talk about the team and you talk about the pieces they have in place, even though, yes, they've had a couple guys leave through the portal, but they are able to bring in guys to fill holes in Jackson. And I think they've been able to fill holes a lot better than FAM and Alabama State has filled their holes. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I think Jackson's going to be able to get over hump. I also think when you look at, I know that if we would line up Morgan versus Body, everybody say Body's the better quarterback. But I think that the scheme and I think that the play calling for Jackson State is going to be better than what we see out of Alabama State. That's also another reason that I give Jackson State the nod, because listen, great quarterback in bad system, that can be rough, right? I mean, unless you Kincaid from back in the day and get Dooley 1, 2, 3 jobs, you know what I mean? But if you ain't that, then it's gonna be trouble. So those are my tiers. I know y'all ain't really got nothing to say because perfection, right? Perfection.
Listen, I love my tier. Again, I love my tier, okay? Because I love what we did this offseason. So I ain't mad at my tier. Listen, I love my tier. I ain't mad at my tier with Braves are. I think everybody got question marks, so it's kind of. I think everybody got question marks. My question mark with Jackson up top will be the defense. Like I said, I remember how I said with Southern coaching staff is really old. Well, Jackson State defensive coaching staff is really, really young. Ooh. It's really, really. It's Quinn is the first time DC. You know what I'm saying? And I told Jackson State this last year, and I got cussed out. I literally got off my show. I got cussed out. Said I was stupid. Unsubscribe. I had somebody delete me as quit being a member of the channel because I said, hey, your DC came from Alcorn. He's a good defensive line coach. But I'm telling y'all, he didn't call no plays at Alcorn. And I had somebody telling me, I don't know about being DC because he was a DC at UAPD and they look good. I got hurt.
He came on my show a couple times last season. He said, I ain't DC ain't looking too great for you. He told me that. He told me that. But being a fan, like you're just gonna ride with your team and see what you're gonna see what you got.
Right.
But at the end of the day, look, I mean, as far as our defensive secondary goes, it was to me, it was legit. We, like you said, our front seven, our linebacker core was kind of like our weak spot, and then with our defensive line, I just hate it, man. Everybody on the show right here, they would tell you they hated watching us in that damn 33 stack defense. Like, it was like I just want to pull my teeth out, bro. Like you getting that? I just grow my wisdom teeth back up and just pull them back out. That's how excruciating watching the defense was last year. As far as them running the ball on us. And then when you think about it, our special teams wasn't all that great either. But
I think
it's something that we focused on this season, this offseason, was to fix our special teams, to fix our defense as far as our defensive line, and to get, like you said, to get more linebackers to come in and just be more of a react to the situation instead of just try to use in a sense, just try to use straight up talent. Like, bro, you just gotta go out there. If you see ball, hit that. I wish I would cuss on here, but hit that.
Let's keep it family friendly.
That's why I'm but in a sense though, man, I feel like I do like Quinn being our DC. I just want to see what he does as far as when it comes to dialing up blitzes, as far as what type of defensive front we're gonna run, and things like that. He came from Alcorn, so hey, it is what it is.
Again, I think he's a great safety coach.
Shouldn't be a slouch. Just hadn't done it before.
Exactly, and I think he'll be good in the future. I just think in year one, man, it's some learning curve. I had my head coach, who was a former DC, say that year one of being a DC is some learning curves that you cannot learn until you're in this seat.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like,
in the SWAC, I'm like, now I will tell you this about Jack State. I do like the offensive line coach and the running game that I think Jack State will have with the big with Irv Mulligan and having a big quarterback. I love the offensive line coach they hired, and I love Jack State offensive line. So I'm opposite on the offense. I think they'll be better on the offense, but defense is where I had to coach them.
And then when you think about it, it's like I said, those first 3 games is more of the games where you try to clean up the mess. You know what I'm saying? Like from the first game to the second game, you try to clean up the mess for the second game and see what you go from the second game. And then when you go to the third game, which is I think the third game is against Grambling this year. So you kind of go into that, and then whatever you get from those 3 games, that's what you're gonna ride with. The question is, can he make the adjustments? You know what I'm saying? What type of adjustments can he make as far as a defensive coordinator would do? Those are the questions that I would have as far as with having Coach Quinn as our DC. But I actually, on the real, I do like our defensive staff. I do like I like our whole coaching staff, like for real. I ain't gonna lie to you on that. And it's crazy because we picked up a linebackers coach last month in Chris Orr. But like I said, I like what we got as far as our defense coming around. And with our OC, with our offense. Looking at Prairie View, like I said, I ain't gonna talk down on the quarterback position because that's the main thing that y'all worry about. Who is going to be your quarterback? And to have Whedon come in as your OC, who came in from Campbell, who had Haj Malik Williams, who was like one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in FCS at the time. I think y'all got somebody right there that's in the sense that's a diamond in the rough.
Yeah, and that's the thing to that. If you remember at Campbell, he didn't even get to keep the same QB the whole year. He had to run through 3 QBs.
His first year.
So I feel like if we not really, that first year, and if I feel like if quarterback don't pan out like we want, he's able to chop the field down and not force a game plan that he came up with before the game started, which is kind of some issues we've had in the past. It's like we didn't, just like you concerned about the DC, we had concerns on offensive side of adjusting during the game. Mm-hmm.
No, and then when you're thinking about with Banner State, the biggest question mark, and I know Mama Body is up in here. Yes, it's going to be her son. He has not played. He's not played since the first game of the season against Prairie View, right? And in actuality, you can say he has not played for almost, would like to say, a year. Can he knock that rust off of him? That's my main thing. What can he do at Bama State? Can he knock the rust off of and prove to folks that I am not injury prone? I can play the whole 12-game season, and I could lead this team to a championship season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not being rushed back, I think, is going to help Andrew Body, because kind of the opposite of the rust is he did get a chance to heal up, like for real, heal up this time.
Yeah, that's gonna be big, man. So
I think Alabama State lost a lot of production on defense, though.
They did.
A lot of production.
They did.
A lot of production to the transfer portal.
That's why I don't
got
linebacker,
the cornerbacks,
secondary, Adrian
that's
Bailey.
secondary. Yeah,
they lost a lot of production.
And I'm like this with E-Rob with his defensive backfield, like cornerbacks. If you ain't 6'2" or over, bro, I don't want you on the team. It's like I don't want you on the team.
I don't know where he find him at. He gonna find him.
He got some rangy.
He just got one out of Houston recently. He just got one out of Houston.
Yeah.
So yeah. But this gonna be the big question mark too, right? Who they really got to receive at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the big questions. And I'm with G. Like, again, man, y'all can say what y'all want to say about people coming in or FBS champs, all this stuff. Listen, it's nothing like replacing somebody that you know can go get you 70 tackles, 7 sacks, 11 and a half tackles for loss. Listen, I don't care what y'all saying. Until you do that, it's just a question mark.
Or that fits your university, fits your staff. Right. Somebody can go be good at one school, come over here, don't like your coaching style, and don't perform the same. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to replace kids that you know are good.
Thing, man.
Just with stars or because they came from this school, that school. It's hard. It's tough.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man. With all that being said, all I heard was, man, it's a perfect tier list. You know what I mean? That's what it sounds like. But I appreciate, all you guys jumping on. I know, what I'm saying, we definitely gonna have to, keep building, right, keep connecting in the future. I got some more show ideas in the future, man. I think would be great for the SWAC community, HBC community to have, and I definitely want to continue to connect with you guys. Obviously, connect with Doc over on HBCU Overdrive, right? That's on YouTube. Obviously, Swacking the Food. Y'all know how GSPN get down, right? Also, the Purple Helm review, right? If y'all want to know about all things Alcorn, right? Some of the only stuff that get released, right? We don't release our roster, so that's the only way you're gonna find out anything.
Exactly.
And the Golden Helm release, review. You got people versus everybody for people. That's it. We ain't got that. We ain't got but a couple things, right? You know what I'm saying? So make sure you check out his channel as well. And again, Kerry, thank you so much for joining us, man, and coming on and sharing your tier list as well. So again, thank you so much. Hey, I am a new girl dad, so listen, my time.
I already told you what you need, bro.
Listen, it's all right. You know,
there, bro.
So I appreciate y'all for jumping on, man. But that's my timer right there. For me, so I got to get out of there. So my bad. Purple Helmed review.
No, it's Golden Helm.
Golden Helm. Yeah, it's Golden Helm.
Golden Helm.
Yeah, the Golden Helm review. Yeah.
Listen, I'm just butchering that. All right, the Golden Helm review, right? You know what I'm saying? Over on Swacking the Food page, man. Go connect with those guys as well. They do an awesome job, right? Of promoting the program. Love seeing what they're doing, right? Connect with the student athletes and things. Even the collective, right? Love seeing all that stuff coming just out of our HBCU. So we got to continue to big up all of our different programs, all of our universities. Our universities need us at the end of the day as alum, You know what I'm saying? Like, we really are the heartbeat of the university. So, man, if you can connect with whichever university you connected with, please stay connected, right? Of course, when we in the streets and we getting it on, we're going to be fighting, right? But obviously, when somebody come knocking on our door, we're going to all turn around and we're going to be like, listen, you don't want this. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate everybody that's out there that's doing something that's building up their university, their program. So again, until next time, man, I'm going to holler at y'all. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If you are not subscribed yet, everybody, listen, we're trying to get to that 500. You know what I'm saying? By the end of the summer, we got something special dropping. So until then, see y'all later.
Mavs in 5. Mavs in 5.